The news and views expressed herein are the sole property of Kenosha Today. Certain portions of this program may be unsuitable for children, sensitive adults, small animals, and the general public. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, Scott, what do you think? Are we ready to do this?
Or... Elmo and see how far we get this time.
All right, how does this sound?
I'm not a crow. Does this take place of our music, or are we still have music too? Oh, I guess we do.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scottie Barter, along with my personal caregiver, Elmo the Insane Schneider, and we welcome you to the May 9th edition of the Kenosha Today Saturday Morning Breakfast Club on this kind of rather chilly Mother's Day weekend. Governor Elmo, thank you for being my pandemic warrior.
Open up this state.
Open up this, yeah. Again, we are coming to you live and local this morning from the Barter Manor studio, which we will be calling home. Well, we're not sure. It all depends on the Supreme Court and what they're going to decide on if Governor Evers about 40.
Move outside if it ever gets nice out.
Yeah, we could, but I don't think it's going to get that warm until maybe another 2 weeks. Although, you know, this is the average temperature is about 62 for this time of year, and this has been abnormally chilly. So, anyway, we're going to be here, and I meant instead of being out and about. Which we had planned on doing, but the state's been closed until 26th. If that gets lifted, maybe we can get lifted. And you know, there's about 5 states that have opened up to some form of fashion.
We'll see what happens. That's wasn't that the original concept that every state should be a test case, a test lab for everything?
Yeah.
Introduce a policy, see if it works, and if it does, the other states can do it.
Well, everyone's differently, like we've talked many, many weeks ago in upper parts of Wisconsin. And they are in the middle of nowhere. Well, why should they be closed for anything?
Right, because they have no cases or maybe one of anything up there.
And so we're going to talk about that. And some states are staying closed. Some states stayed, Georgia opened up.
Yep.
And you know what? Just the fact that
and
they're
all these
open.
People are screaming, "Oh my God, everyone's going to die!" Well, we'll see if they do or not.
Don't go.
Yeah.
You know, just because your state opens up for everything, I think initially, this is just my guess, is that probably 65-70% of the people aren't going to go out right away. They're not going to go. You know, if there's so many restrictions on going to a restaurant or a bar, I mean. Why bother? But I think people are looking to get out now.
You know what I found is kind of interesting is that people about my age that came of age in the 70s and did like everything risky in life that they possibly could aren't walking around wearing masks or doing any of that stuff like that. They might do it, but you know, if you're not in good health or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
But when I see them out of the I can see the older people that their systems are a little compromised or something like that, and them doing it. But the thing is, I'm seeing 25-year-olds. Those are the people wearing the mask. They're 25 to 30. They're in good health,
Yeah.
but they're scared out of their minds about this.
Well,
stuff.
you know what? We've had this discussion. These Dr. Fauci's and all these people. They've convinced the public.
Media, they've convinced them that they're going to die.
Right.
They're going to die.
And so I guess it's up to, you talk about the 70s. I think we're about 7-8 years difference. And I was a product of the late 60s.
Yep.
And we helped you boys out.
Yes, you sure did.
Jeez, I remember when I graduated in 67. I didn't know what weed was until 69. And then there was LSD, and then there was all kinds of other goodies. out there. But
Well, I know some people came from larger families, and the firstborn always got in trouble for everything. But by the time they got to the third or fourth kid, they could get away with everything because mom and dad didn't.
because mom and dad wanted some of the weed themselves. We are brought to you this morning, folks, by our major sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with Union Park Tavern, along with a host of other very fine local businesses.
We have a new one.
You want to go that now, or do you want to wait till
Yeah,
after late? We'll build up the act. We have a new
No, I have a
sponsor.
different one other than what I showed you.
Oh. You think I should preview this?
Oh, no.
What I know, I don't.
We'll save it for later.
All right. Elmo and myself remain committed to the Kenosha area, and will continue to broadcast live and bring you the most up-to-date news, weather, sports, and entertainment. I heard a thing on a story about the future of AM and possibly FM radio in these troubled times, because they don't have the revenue advertising generating to continue, and they could just as soon easily just push the button and play stuff from all over
We
the.
can sell this show to them, so we'll be back on the radio. But
Yeah, give us $10 and we'll call it a day. We'll get
better than what we were paying before.
Oh God! If I'd known now what 2 years ago, we would have been here 2 years ago, but I didn't. So at any rate, you can't look back, right, Elmo?
nope.
And if you don't have to no longer like in the old days.
Our number of viewers is ticking up, so that's good.
Oh, we're up to 2 now, and we both know who you are. If you don't have to wait for the replay of this, except now Channel 14 is going to come back, right?
Right.
Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6 on Spectrum's Channel 14. You can see just what you're seeing here. But if you just want to go to YouTube and put in the Kenosha Today Breakfast Club, go have at it anytime you want.
Or there is a link on the Kenosha Today Facebook page, which you could actually go to. Well, you're already here, but
Yeah, okay.
if you're watching the replay every week, there will be a link on our Facebook page. All you got to do is click on that, and then you can watch us live.
Everybody can now sign up and join the thousands of our fans who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation, liked us on Facebook. Our phone number, as you can see, 262-597-3020. Boy, we've had a trouble in trying to get this to work, but I think we got this to work. Now, Sammy, if you're watching, I won't be calling you. You're going to have to call me after we take our break, probably about 10:25 thereabouts. You're going to have to call me on the hotline to give us a weather report. This is new to me, but I think we got this worked out. And if you're not awake, Julie, you go shake your ass out of bed. It's 45 degrees here in the Kenosha Today Nation this morning. It looks like it's going to get up to about 50.
Yeah, the sun's up.
No. Tomorrow's not going to be so promising.
Vultures are hovering overhead.
Oh, that's just my day. I had a date last night. Probably still passed out on the patio there. Stock market closed this week. Yesterday at 24,331.
Over 24 grand.
That was about even, a little bit more than even for the week. What has surprised me was they had almost a 500-point gain, and they came out with the worst jobless report ever. I mean, so.
Well, that's expected, though, because of what's going on. They're looking ahead to the future, is what.
Well, I guess they are. Some stocks are doing extremely well. So, anyway, Elmo, from the pandemic room, social distancing. Well, anyway, we're going to start right now. I got all week to prepare for this. Anyway, I get this. I got my stimulus check, mail paper check, about a week ago. So I get.
See, they're sending them to dead people.
Yeah, I think I clipped
Maybe
something
that's
out.
Why you got yours?
Well, yeah, and I got somebody that's actually residing in Italy, and was a resident here, but is now back in Italy and got one, and by direct deposit. So I get a preview of my mail at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I get a letter from it looks like an envelope from the Department of Treasury, thinking, hey, screwed up as these guys, they're giving me too. Well, unfortunately, that was not the case. But I should have known. I get a letter from the White House, from the Trumpster, my fellow American, yada yada yada.
He didn't include an autographed picture with it, did he?
No,
Okay, all right.
but what he didn't forget to do, because this is a political year, the backside's all in Spanish. Look at that. I didn't notice that. I was going to make a note of it, and I go, well, one of the biggest local things, this morning's paper, above the fold. I don't know if you can. Oh, can you zoom in that?
What?
Oh, wow, that's all right. Here, I'll put this over this way. picture of Margaret Heller, very popular lady in Kenosha, with her head out the window cutting her hair in time for the COVID-19. And I didn't realize this, but I should have. This is the building where Elmo lives. And I could see.
Don't give that away.
I won't say the address. But how bad is this when the Kenosha News has to put a picture of an elderly lady, and that's not saying she's old, but, I'm elderly, with her hair hanging out the window, cutting it. Now, somebody's going to complain that you can't be letting all the hair droppings go, and it's spreading the disease. Now, did you have that clip that we had?
Sure, we have got the solution. We're here at Kenosha Today Breakfast Club. We're always on top of things. Instead of hanging your head out the window, just get a Flowbee. Suck all that hair up in your vacuum cleaner, and you don't have to worry about it.
Those were popular, and you showed me that, and I remembered it had to be 40 years ago.
No, it was back in the 70s. So you can still buy them. They still I looked online. They're still selling them. Made someplace in Texas.
Well, what this was, you'd cut your hair, right? And then it was your vacuum, this thing would suck it up. So it seemed like a pretty good idea. Somebody made a ton of money patenting that thing. So anyway, there's our phone number. Let's get back to there, 262-597-3020. And Sammy, you have to call me, but after the break. Tony Evers on Friday, that's yesterday, offered guidance on business to safely reopen the state of Wisconsin. Series of publications. Everybody's got this is, what was it, Badger Bounce Back, and I got one from Illinois.
I called it something else.
Yeah. And put out by the Agricultural Trade Consumer Protection, detail the best practices, safety tips. Elmo, I got one question.
What?
Who's Tony Evers? Who is this guy? He's been in the papers quite some time. I guess the Republican legislature's got some kind of lawsuit going him with the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Should be hearing their final decision any day.
I thought they would have aired it before the end of this week, but I don't know if whatever you can read into that. He reads the statute that he's got till the 26th. Everybody else says you got to the 11th, which would be, Tuesday, right?
Well, the whole thing is, can he extend it from the 11th to the 26th? That's the whole purpose.
Okay.
That's the whole thing about the lawsuit.
Well, you know what? The way I read this, because there was two sections. One is interpreting the law, and some of these other people were saying, well, you need this. That's not the issue, right? The issue is, did he follow the law, right?
Right.
Not whether this is right or wrong.
Well, he seems to think that an appointee of his, who hasn't even been confirmed by the legislature, can extend the state of emergency indefinitely, which is, if you listen to any of the court hearings and stuff, which was broadcast because they're on Zoom, I don't think the majority of the people in the court really agreed with that. So it's now just a matter of them coming up and putting their findings in writing.
Well, you got the legislature in any place. They write a law, and then a judge. That's why then they have appeals courts. Then they have state Supreme Courts.
Well, this is in the Supreme Court.
I know, but let's. Oh, they can't go beyond.
Nope.
All right.
This is it.
But that's why everybody. It takes so long. You have appeals courts, Supreme Courts, then you have federal appeals courts, yada yada yada. And who makes?
Well, now they keep saying, well, the government has to come up with a plan for this. Well, the government has been wrong in everything they've done since the beginning of this.
Well, you can't. They're not going to admit it.
No. Everything they've done with all their experts has been wrong.
We're going to get into some of that now.
It has been wrong all along. So I just say, the governor is going to come up with a plan, and I say, to the legislature, just turn it down. Leave it up to the individual and the business owners to do as they see fit, and that's it. You don't give us enough credit here, us little peons that that are here in the state. So we're actually smarter than you think.
Let us. But again, these guys have done a job of convincing.
Screwing
they've convinced, and we're going to get into some of the fun grant money that SBA that got put it off to other places, but they've convinced a lot of people that what they're saying is right, and what is it up to them to figure out what is essential and non-essential? I don't agree with the Kenosha News on a lot of things, but I did agree with their editorial saying We'll decide what is essential. Open everything up.
Everything is essential.
Yeah, right.
If you're getting paid from it, that's an essential business.
There you go. Bars, restaurants, and if you have to have, I know some of the criteria. If you're a bar or a restaurant, you want to open up, the workers got to have masks. You don't have. How are you going to eat if you're wearing a mask? I wear one, and I shouldn't say this, but it's so annoying because my hair. I haven't had a haircut in 2 months, and the glasses get in here, and the thing pops over, and then my glasses start dropping down. It's an ugly sight.
How ridiculous is it? I was pulling out of a grocery store the other day, and they have two turn lane. One you can turn right, another you can turn left. And here's this woman in a minivan next to me. She's alone, but she's wearing a mask in there. But then she had to pull it down to smoke her cigarette inside there. It just shows how ridiculous all this is.
You know, they're going to have masks with the hole in it, so you don't even have to pull it down.
Yeah.
So that's a good example of how. And you know, again, some of these stores are saying, "Well, we'll only let in so many people per 100,000 square feet." Well, I don't go there anymore. That's my choice. And there was a picture on a news thing of a guy screaming. This is in Florida. I have the constitutional right to buy food. Well, you can see the guy was a little overserved. But, you know, the manager's going, I have the constitutional right. It's a private business to kick your ass out of here. So it's like I said, it's put a divide to some degree. But
not necessarily, but
it'll even out once we get things back moving and the people can decide. But there's going to be bigger issues we're going to get into sports. The NFL's got a plan. Baseball, I don't think has a plan. I don't think basketball's got a plan. But as I've said, if they're going to take in one of the suggestions I heard for football and only allow 25% of people into Lambeau Field, well, who's got enough money to pay these exorbitant $1 million a year salaries? And if baseball is thinking they're going to make any revenue on television, these guys are smoking the stuff that you had in the 70s.
Well, when we get back to the government being wrong about everything, they're now finding that, they closed all the parks and the golf courses and everything else. Well, if you're out in the sun, that actually kills the virus.
Right.
It does not propagate well out of doors whatsoever. They've linked it to people having diminished levels of vitamin D. Where does vitamin D come from? The sun. What else? What kills the germs? Ultraviolet light. What do you think is in sunlight? What gives you a tan? Yet they want everybody locked up in their private prisons and not being able to go outside and do anything.
As long as you got me
Again, they're wrong.
on the golf course thing, my golf pass with Kenosha County would normally be $335. Well, I haven't bought it yet because I don't know if I'm going to have a full season. And so they used to allow you to pay half and then the other half in mid-June. But they would charge you $35 to do that. And I'm saying, no way. I don't even know if you guys are going to be here again.
Yep.
I'll pay you $150 or whatever it's going to be, and then we'll go from there. But they got to start waiving some fees and giving some discounts, or Kenosha County is going to tank that. And they've got union contracts to pay some workers.
Bet none of them are furloughed.
Oh, no. Golf courses are. There was a time.
Oh, we have a caller.
Uh-oh. Now I just talk, right? Or do I have to?
Oh, I see.
Do I have to talk into this?
No, right now, yep.
Into this?
Hello?
That's all you ever do is talk.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear somebody.
Well, it's me. Can you hear me?
Who are you? I'd like to order one cheeseburger with eggs.
Cheeseburger with eggs? Where are you calling from, sir?
It's the Breakfast Club, is it not?
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I forgot there. Hey, when I got your text.
Idiot.
Okay, so you said you.
Elmo, you have got to straighten him out in another week.
We're getting better. He's getting better. I mean, we're getting better at this equipment. And are you watching us live? Oh, yeah.
I wish I was.
So he's putting all this together, and he's getting a big kick out of it because I should be watching this a little closer. But hey, I heard where your governor or the mayor of Chicago, Lizzie the Lightfoot, she's gonna.
Oh, the troll?
I know she is the mayor of Chicago, so unless you want me to put your phone number up on the screen here, you better be
Do
nice.
whatever you want. I have no problem with that.
You're
50 cents a minute, I would welcome any call.
Yeah, when you said 50 cents a minute, I showed it to Elmo, and he goes, "You don't have to pay us 50 cents a minute to call us. We'll take it for nothing."
Oh, you're a wonderful human being.
Aren't we, though? So your stay in Illinois looks like it's going to continue to the end of the month at least, right?
Probably the end of the year with these idiots.
Well, what's your feeling? Elmo and I have been talking about what our feelings. What's your thinking? Just open everything up and let it go where they, let people decide.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Who cares about?
In all actuality, they think now it's been here since November.
Well, you took me home, and that was in January 22nd when I had that cough,
Yeah.
seriously, and I had just a couple sips of a tea, and I had no idea where, and you had to bring me home.
Yes, you may have been exposed, and now I am exposed also. Not only with my clothes off, and prior to that.
Why did you write my garage code down on your hand? Do you still have that?
No.
Oh, you washed that off, huh?
I put it. I had it tattooed on my genitals.
That's a little more information that we care to hear
That's
about.
a good place for it.
Yeah. Hey,
Well, it's for safekeeping. Nobody's looked at my genitals in years.
well, I can understand why. Forget about the virus killing people in Chicago. They got 20,000 gang members that can take care of the death rate in a heartbeat,
Yes, I have a question. I heard that Governor Fat our wonderful state penitentiary owner, obviously he left over 60 convicted murderers out of prison. Is that correct, Elmo? I'm hearing this.
Your governor?
That sounds about right. Only
Yes.
60? Only 60? I thought it'd be more than that.
Yes. But they're going to arrest you for talking to somebody within 6 feet perimeters and
That's right.
parameters and diameters.
Our reign of terror in this community is just about over. Hey, what your governor is it JB?
Yep.
What is you can't trust a guy with
BJ.
no,
BJ.
listen. It's JB.
Oh,
It's
no, that's his sister.
okay. It's a sister. It's what was I going to ask you? Was that his real name or is that just short for something? JB. Who goes by JB?
Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly. Okay.
Right.
Yes, Jelly Belly Pritzker. Yes, JB.
What are your initials?
A-hole.
Hey, Gunga, speaking of JB, Gunga, did you notice that they're talking about forcing all the hotels in Chicago to have homeless people live in them, except for the Hyatts?
Oh, Chicago also. I heard L.A. was doing that.
Yeah, Chicago also, except the Hyatts don't have to do it. Why might that be?
Yeah. What might that be?
That's a good question.
Give us a good answer.
question.
Give us a good answer.
You know what it costs to rent a good bidet?
You want to? Are you watching the show?
No, we
I
got.
am not.
We'll read the commercial right now.
Ready?
Okay, hang on. He's got a. He's got. Oh, that's somebody calling in on my other
All
line.
right, you can't do it. All right. Here we go. Slim Glow, the world's first bidet attachment featuring a nightlight. Okay. Redefine your bathroom experience with the new standard in bidet attachments. The Slim Glow features a sleek incline to complement your natural position as well as a soothing blue nightlight. Control your clean with a comfort grip pressure control knob.
All right,
dual nozzle cleansing
I
options.
think we've gone way.
Designed for an easy do-it-yourself
Okay,
install.
okay.
There's no need to call a plumber.
Is that the one that hooks to the back of the toilet seat?
Yep. Simply place the attachment and connect directly to your fresh water supply with our provided quality brass adapter and braided metal hose. No wires, no extra plumbing, no hassle. Say goodbye to toilet paper and say hello to a cleaner, healthier lifestyle.
Well,
Yes, my good friend Numnut Patel had purchased one of those, but thought it was a water fountain.
Well, now that they're opening,
Out of it for days.
now that they've opened up the hotels to homeless people, you got at least you and Clyde will have a roof over your head, right?
Well, yes, that too. Yes, I was watching the news in L.A. It was funny. They had the big priced hotels were not being overrun yet because of the expense.
Okay.
So,
Gunga, you
where
still
can a good homeless person get a 5-star hotel? Nowhere.
Gunga, you still haven't answered my question. Why haven't the Hyatt hotels opened their doors to the homeless?
Because the homeless are not welcome at a 5-star establishment.
Who owns the Hyatt?
The Hiltons.
Pritzker.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, the Pritzker family owns the Hyatt,
That's right.
the whole Hyatt hotel chain. You think they're going to open up to a bunch of dirty, moth-eaten slobs coming in there and
Hey,
bringing their goats with them?
question asked, question answered.
And they won't even let Mr. Barter in there.
No,
Well, there's a reason for that.
he's got to bring his own goat with
I
him.
got a couple outstanding bills left on the one down by you. So, hey, we got to move on here. This is working out pretty good.
Well, it's about time somebody
Wait
else
till next
called.
week.
All right. Thanks, Gunga. Have a great week.
Wait till next week.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later, sir.
All right.
All right.
No, I don't do nothing.
You can't do nothing. No, just let him hang up.
The only thing I do is
Okay.
all right, go another call.
I'm never hanging up now.
Okay.
All right, we can do it.
I'm going to hang on here forever.
We're gonna hang up on you. Did we
He's
hang
been
up?
terminated.
Yeah, but the Terminator. Oh, one more thing, and then we'll take a break. Sammy, if you're listening, you're gonna have to call me back after the break. We'll talk about a little bit about unemployment, and if the state unemployment doesn't get any more money, could be depleted by October.
This is a great opportunity to talk about our new sponsor.
Okay.
Out of work, unemployed, the unemployment fund run out, you can now go to Elmo's Gruel Wagon. We'd have home delivery of gruel, franchisee of the Badger Gruel Corporation. We have Captain Mike driving the minivan with his old beat-up trailer on the back. We've hooked a giant slingshot to it, and we will fling buckets of gruel right through your front door. You don't have to worry about anything. But that's not all. We also have confinement loaf for you to do. We will fling packages of that right to you. You don't have to worry about it. Just sign up. They'll tattoo the account number on your arm, and then everything will be fine. That's Elmo's Grill Wagon. Join today.
Wow. We'll send you a bill for that. We were talking, I came across this, then we'll take our break. Unemployment's so bad.
I think we might have another call.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Just tell me when.
You're on the air.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
Go Scottie.
Captain Mike.
At your service. At your service. I want that job. I want that gruel driver job, man.
That's right.
Well, you were an Uber driver.
Gruel.
You know what? This case, listen, it is serious. Case in California took Uber drivers and in the state of California made them employees subject to withholding and all that other stuff instead of being a independent contractor like you are. So that day might be coming for you. But I noticed that you have practiced the governor's stay at home being an Uber driver, and you're working from home as an Uber driver, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
So you.
I am, but there ain't many people want to go from my dining room to the kitchen.
You're like a trolley driver. I've got to remember the route.
So, I got about $100,000 worth of damage to the house.
Hey, let me float this past you real quick. It looks like the Kingfish are going to not have a season, although they haven't announced it yet. But they don't have any players. Nobody's played. So Elmo and I are going to take over a league of our own called the Queenfish. And the Queenfish, Elmo's going to put on a jockstrap, and he and I are going to manage and coach the girls. Now follow me with this. And we are going to put K-Dog out in right field, and we're going to have Bimbo. He's going to handle the concessions. Jay's going to park the cars.
He's going to move them from the back to the front.
Yeah, he's got a license for limited license. And you're going to run the beer concessions. And we're going to bring back former Alderman Ray Miser to handle the finances. What do you think of this business model?
I thought he was going to head security. He does have.
Yeah, there you go. He's got the badge. Jeez, what am I thinking about?
Gonna need a lot of money for bail. That's what I think.
So we think we got the right people in the right position there. You can handle beer sales, can't you?
Sure, why not?
Not consumption. You gotta.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You gotta. You have
You,
to.
1, 2 for me.
Yeah.
3 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4 for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Sure, I can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, how are we coming up? Are we? Are you understanding us pretty good? I mean, technically wise.
No, that's sort of why I'm calling, and I was going to call you a break, but I don't know if you'd answer the phone.
Okay. What?
Elmo's not very loud. Elmo, your voice is very loud.
My voice is very loud. I can turn it up.
Yeah, you're not nearly as loud as Scottie. You're difficult to hear, and the lighting has Scottie lit up.
Well, you know, that's my
I'm
white
watching
hair.
it here. That's not what YouTube is showing me.
No,
You
but
must
yeah,
have-
really. You know, you're lit up more of the lighting, and Elmo, you look more far away. You know, like you're smaller when you're actually a bigger person.
I'm sitting farther back.
And, you know, you look smaller than Scottie, and you're not well lit so much.
Oh, he'll be lit in a little bit.
Further back, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's the camera angle needs
Anyways,
to be adjusted. That's all.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
hard to hear Gunga, Jewel.
Well, we're gonna
Well, we got.
we're gonna have that fixed in a week or two.
All right, we'll have it fixed, but at least we're getting calls. So,
Yep.
all right, I got to go.
Okay, the nicotine kills the virus, so that girl was being smart taking a puff, man. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye bye.
I don't know, bye.
All right, just hang up on. It does look a little white on my side, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know why?
I gotta admit,
You know what?
it's that
I
new
think Elmo.
resolution I had to deal
Elmo,
with.
look at this. I think I got this curtain open here.
That could be. Yeah, that has
Well,
something to do
we
with
should
it.
try that at the break.
You have
You
the
know what?
natural light. You know, you're getting that vitamin D from the ultraviolet light outside.
You know what I'll do? We're going to take a break for about
Yeah,
what?
that's really. You know, he expects this to be professional. What the heck is he even thinking?
We're lucky to remember his name.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a minute or so break, and then we'll come back. We'll have some weather.
All right.
You got to stay away from me. Don't you understand? Please don't touch me with that Her mama always told her that it was very bad. And all the cheesecake salesmen said that he would be glad. Her agent's always smiling. He's the only one who
See, there it is.
is me.
Hey, once again, a very good morning to everybody. This is Uncle Scottie Barter, along with my personal caregiver, Elmo the Insane Schneider, and we welcome you to the Saturday morning, Kenosha Today Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. And we just had a call from our technical advisor, Captain Mike, and said, "Yeah, it was a little wet. Look at this." That's what I thought. I didn't realize it at the time, but
You're getting bleached out there by the sun. So.
yeah, at least my hair doesn't look like I'm George Washington or Mrs. George Washington. It is 34 minutes after 10 here in the Kenosha Today Nation, bringing you the best in news, weather, sports, and entertainment. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of our fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. We are brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services and the Union Park Tavern, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. We invite you to give us a call, 262-597-3020. 20?
Kind of works.
Kind of works. We're getting there.
We have another capital outlay to make, and then I think we'll have this resolved finally. So.
Sammy, if you're listening, now's the time to call me. Kenosha.
Listening, viewing. We're not on the radio anymore. She should be viewing.
Yeah, what did I say? Listening?
Listening.
All right. If you're watching, which you better, you have to call me on this hotline number. Kenosha Today's Radar Weather is sponsored by Capo Web Design, which is a locally owned web design and development business here in Kenosha, specializing in website design, development, maintenance, site services, and support, who actually designed and is currently developing our site, KenoshaToday.com. For more information, you can visit www.capowebdesign.com. And, okay, Sammy, where are you? No, she probably didn't get the memo.
Still sleeping.
And I can't call her on this
Nope,
because
her
our
phone is being
phones,
used
yeah.
for the,
But at any rate, she had her picture on the front page, or it's actually the back page of the front section of the paper, because the city had canceled the Veterans Day Parade. And so here was her picture. Mighty proud of her because this was from last year. She plays the flute and the piccolo, and she leads the band. And
Very
so
good.
instead of calling her Sunrise Sammy, I'm going to have to start calling her Rockstar Sammy. And I had a couple of questions to ask her, and she apparently didn't get the memo. Sammy, if you're watching, I can't call you because you have to call this number here. And
we
even
have
if,
a caller.
that could be her. Just tell me when.
Okay.
Good morning, you're in Kenosha Today.
Hello.
Well, you got the memo.
Well, you didn't get your own memo because you said you were gonna call me.
I know I did that, but let me explain what happened. We are trying to take our calls here, and they're being routed through my phone, so I can't call you from here. You're gonna have to call me.
Oh,
So that's why
got it.
I assume. Hey, as long as you're calling, I showed this picture. Are you watching?
Yeah.
Look at this. I found this. It was on the back page of the front section with you playing the piccolo from last year's parade. I'm mighty proud of you.
That parade was horrible.
What's that?
The picture, the Kenosha parade was the worst parade I've ever done last year.
Well, it was raining for the most of it, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, we had to shove our instruments like in our arms.
Well, hey,
Under our
here's the deal. If Summers has their parade, I've got a job for you, and we are going to do a little Amazing Grace someplace along the line. And I got a great rendition with the bags and pipes. So they haven't announced that they are not having it. Racine's having theirs. And Elmo, I thought we'd do one of these flash mob things with people get the best singers that you can find, come out from the choir or whatever, and come right out of the crowd, and we'll do three verses of Amazing Grace. That's my plan, and I hope they have it, because on Highway E you can stretch that out. And
Now, Sammy, at least you're smarter than me, because when I was in the marching band, I played the tuba, and I had to haul that thing around. And it's really bad when you're supposed to get picked up at the end of the Summers parade with your tuba, and they drive away without you, and you got to walk all the way back to your car through the whole parade route carrying your tuba.
let me explain what happened there. This is kind of a cute story. He was walk with the who were you in the parade with?
I was with the Hungry Five. I was with
All right.
from MGV Harmonia.
All right. He's got this big tuba, and he's behind us, and he leaves his car at Shoreland. So our group, we leave our car, which was K-Dog's, in the parking lot
Summers
at Summers Elementary. So we've kind of forgot about Elmo, and so he gets a call. K-Dog gets now he's back at the Summers Inn, right?
Summers Element. Yeah. Got to the Summers.
He had to walk all the way back, and he stops at the only bar on town there. So he's toasting a few. So he texts K-Dog and says,
This is not one of those fiberglass sousaphones.
It's a
either.
huge-
It's an actual brass tuba that weighed about 1 million pounds.
So we're halfway to the boathouse, and thirsty, and K-Dog gets this text from him, and he goes, "Oh shoot, I forgot Elmo." And then I can't quote exactly what he said, but Elmo had to have a couple more and go all the way up. So at any rate, I'll get to my next question next week, because I'm having problems with my dating problems during this pandemic crisis. What are you laughing? Hey, you know what? You and I have one thing in common. Well, we have your mother's in common, but I don't know if you want to call her common. But you know what we have in common? We both
do we have in common?
we both have a 7 in our ages. I'm 17, and I had no idea you were 70. Well, at any rate, you know, my problem is I think that the opening lines I've been using is, "Hey, babe, what's your sign?" That's not getting it done anymore. I tried using the opening line of, "Hey, baby, do you got a pulse?" And I didn't do very well with that either. So, at any rate, do you have a weather for? Oh, you did buy your mother a present, didn't you?
She's sitting next to me, so I cannot confirm or deny.
Boy, you got this down right. 17-year-old.
She's got a future in politics.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny. Jesus, you didn't learn that from me. Can't confirm or deny. So what's your weather forecast for tomorrow? Is Mother's Day. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, well, tomorrow it's supposed to snow, apparently.
Yeah.
So that puts a little damper on Mother's Day. No one wants it to snow.
No one.
But
Go ahead.
it's supposed to be cloudy on Monday, then sunny on Tuesday, and then it's supposed to rain for a long time. But it's not supposed to get lower than 50, so that's good.
You know, if this music thing doesn't work out, you do have a future as a weather, because you can be wrong 50% of this and be have a. You're not going to band camp this year, are you?
No, I'm not doing Black Watch. I didn't plan to.
Oh, but you're still playing the flute, right?
Just in school, yeah.
Oh, okay. So if I need to call you to do a verse of with the flute of Amazing Grace, you can handle it, right?
Of course.
Well, I'm glad, in a way. I feel bad that the band of the Black Watch is not even participating this summer, are they?
No, they can't because KUSD has a travel ban outside of Kenosha, so if they even wanted, they couldn't go to band camp.
Well, on to a good plus about. I'm sorry that you're not in the band of the Black Watch. However, Elmo was.
Oh no, that's a good thing.
Okay. Well, the other good thing from my perspective is Elmo was explaining to me what went on at band camps back in his day. And there ain't no way you're leaving the house, baby. I'm telling you.
Our band camp consists of eating a lot of bad college food and our stomachs hurting for a long time while we march up the hill. That's it.
Well, things have changed since Elmo was in band camp in the late 70s.
Sammy, where do you go now for band camp? So
Yeah, where do they go if they would have gone?
Carroll
College?
Carroll College. I was at St. John's Military Academy twice and Ripon College the other time. So
I was in the
St.
band.
John's got some mean hills there too. We had to march up and down those.
I got out of that because I told the band director I was a baseball player, and I had no interest by that time in playing the clarinet. And do I look like a clarinet player to you? I mean,
No.
No.
You know, when I was at Lance, this is true. I was first chair in the clarinet, and then I discovered sports and young girls. And by the time I was a junior, I was last in everything. So then I got out of it. I told my mother, it broke her heart.
You know what our band director, Alan Harris, used to refer to the clarinets as? Chickens. The chicken players. Because they sounded like a bunch of chickens.
You know, here was my downfall. I don't know if I told you the story. I was in my junior year, and the guy's name was James Frossett, was the band director and at Tremper. And he says, because band was an elective, and to get into the next year's band, you had to try out. You had to go in one of those little practice rooms, and you had to play the scales. It was on an old tape. And so I go in, my name's Scott Barter, and so I had my friend Roger Parent came in, and he was a whiz, and he was going up and down the scales, and
Fraud, you're a fraud.
On Monday, the band director calls me in, he says, no. He starts laughing, he goes, that was a good trick. And I said, I wasn't trying to trick anybody, I just want out of this. So kick me out of your band, and I'll go play baseball, and I'll be happy. So, but I'm not condoning that type of behavior, but anyway, you have a good, what are the boys doing around? I got to have them come over here. I got a couple things I need done.
Owen's been doing a lot of fishing, and Dylan's on his video games all the time. So.
Well, they might want to earn a couple bucks. I got some things that it'll take them a half hour, and they'll probably hold me up for $50. But I need some help. And is
You're beyond help.
he's still not going on with that Dizzy, is he? Not Dizzy.
Owen still is with
Lizzie, not Dizzy. You know, I'm not
That
very.
was supposed to be our prom.
Oh, when are you going to have that? Later in the summer, right?
As of right now, I think they have it set somewhere in July or sometime in July.
Okay, now here's, I was also awarded, given this information. Now, you have your prom dress already purchased?
No.
Okay. Well, when you do, I want to see a picture of it. And,
Okay.
and then, just so you're not going to put one over on Grandpa Scottie, because then I want to see a picture of you at the prom. Because word has reached me that mom buys the dress, okay, and you girls try to slip a fast one past your parents, and then you go switch into something slinkier, and so you're not going to get away with it, Sammy.
Nope.
Now-
Not for a $300 dress.
Now, if
$300 dress.
$300, who's going? If Owen wants to buy a $300 dress, okay, we'll go with that. But just so you know,
I hear you can pick up a good selection of old bridesmaids dresses at Goodwill. What the heck? Here for $10 or something.
actually, if you want to come down my basement and see what's in the Barter collection, there might be something
Oh,
down
you
there.
got that red one still. Look at
Yeah, I do.
Mom just curled her nose.
She what?
Curled her nose.
Oh, well, tell her to get over it. I got this covered. So, all right. Well, thank you again for being a good sport, and we'll talk again next week. How's that?
Great.
All right. Thanks, Sammy. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's see, where were we talking about? Oh, we got to do a top 10. Look at Elmo. You want to? We might have enough to go over. Should we just
You've
keep
got
it in?
quite a pile of
Well, you know,
something there.
well, it's a bunch of stuff here. We can go through this stuff real quick. Let's do a top 10. Written in our home office on the patio at Barter Manor, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 ways to celebrate Mother's Day during the pandemic crisis. Number 10, get her a six-pack of Dr. Burke's scarves from the Dale Evans collection. Number 9, explain to mom that social distancing means staying 6 feet away from the wine rack. Number 8, give her flowers with a sash that says, "Rest in peace, Walt." And number 7, offer to quarantine her for 6 months with Mitch McConnell. Number 6, present her with a whistleblower gift card from the Nixon Library. Number 5, lock her up in the closet while you're out grilling, cooking out. Number 4, help complete her unemployment application. Number 3, order her chicken takeout from a Wuhan meat processing plant. Number 2, ask if you are still in her will and go accordingly. And the number 1 way to celebrate Mother's Day during the pandemic crisis, blow it off as being way overrated. Move on to Father's Day and remember we are all in this together. You know, I was always back in, you know, everybody had, the Boathouse would used to have a Mother's Day brunch, and they'd pack the place, and they'd have all of this 5 courses, 10 courses, beef of Baron, and so he gets, and it was like $20 somewhere around there. So when he gets to Father's Day, it's like $8.99, beans and franks for a hot dog. What's up with this? But
Dad doesn't care. That's what
the difference is in golfing. I could go out tomorrow on Mother's Day. Of course, the weather's not going to be conducive for that. And nobody will be out there. You go out on Father's Day, and every idiot that ever can spell golf is out there. So I don't play golf on the weekends anymore. Hey, I got this. You know, we talked about unemployment. You know, it's gotten so bad, Elmo, that our good friend Anthony Kennedy, I saw him outside a meatloaf and mashed potato restaurant. They call it the Load and Mash.
Curbside pickup.
He's holding a sign that says, "Willing to work for 1,800 calories." So that's our buddy Anthony Kennedy.
Oh, boy.
Well, you had idiot up there. Now that people understand why. Real briefly, the winding down of the coronavirus task force. One day he says he's going to. I don't understand why he thought it was a bad idea. Maybe, like you say, people don't trust politicians. But
That's right. Certainly they've been wrong about everything. So.
and so now the next day it says, well, I'm going to keep it open, keep it going because It's what I thought. You didn't realize it was so popular. Well, you got 75,000 dead. I don't know where this is going to end up. It could end up probably by, I'm going to say by the end of the summer, 100 and a quarter dead. But a lot of those people were.
If this didn't kill them, something else would have. So what difference does it make?
Well, that's kind of cruel, but you got it.
Hey,
Okay, I get it.
Truth is cruel.
The show is cruel. All right, that's about the end of that.
We have another call?
Oh, okay. We're on a roll here. Just say when.
They're on.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hi, guys. It's BA in Bristol.
Well, hey, you found us, huh?
Yeah, I found you and I looked at some of your previous live stream recordings.
And you called us anyway?
Yeah. Mhm. I got to tell you something, though. I did notice that one without music, that really was weird. No music.
Oh, well, we've had some problems, and
It's a learning experience.
It's learning, yeah.
Every week we get a little better. So.
Yeah, and some of those recorded podcasts, whatever you guys are calling them, you guys look like old Godzilla movies, the way you move.
Well, that's before that's before the new computer.
Yeah, see, before that, we were using kind of an older laptop, and the video would freeze because the computer wasn't meant to do that. Well, now he's got this new stuff.
I've made a major capital outlay, and
So
we got something that works.
We're thank God, Elmo, and it's just one week we come up with something new. Like just about 40 minutes ago, Captain Mike calls and says, where I'm pointing here was too white. Well, the window shade was open. And normally I keep my window shades closed for reasons that I don't want to talk about right here. Are you there?
Yes.
All right. So anyway,
Was this supposed to be a joke?
no, it wasn't.
We're totally serious here.
I keep my window shades closed for a reason that I don't want to
I do have
disclose.
a suggestion.
What?
Since you guys, since we can see you, shouldn't you have like a cup of coffee and a roll sitting on the desk there or something?
He's got a cup of coffee.
I
It's
got a
called
cup
Miller.
of coffee right here. It's called Miller Coffee Company. That's it.
Oh, that's right.
That's
oh,
right.
okay.
This
The
is-
beverages are off camera.
This is the Breakfast Club, and you know what? What do you want to put a little pop? What's the thing? Little cornflakes here with it? No, we're not doing
Some
that.
fresh fruit. Put a bowl of fresh fruit.
Boy, you haven't
Up a little bit over there.
you haven't changed since the last time we talked to you.
I'm holding up my hot toddy. Cheers, Elmo.
Don't you?
Yeah,
Your
very
hot
good.
toddy. Don't
Very
you have?
good.
Don't you have two of those? Aren't you going to ask me if that was supposed to be a joke? Oh, tatas. Oh, okay. It's losing something in the transmission here. So are you
I
practicing?
wanted to tell you something.
Okay.
I've been using so much hand sanitizer that all I have to do to get drunk is suck my thumb.
Is that supposed to be funny?
You know it is.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna get.
It would be funny. It would be funny if it weren't true.
Well, are you practicing social distancing?
Yeah, to a point.
Shouldn't that be anti-social distancing? Isn't that really the true thing?
I make my husband sleep on the couch. Does that count?
Yeah, but he's been doing that long before this thing came along, right?
No.
Oh. All right. Well,
He was ornery this week.
he's ornery. Is that what you said? He was.
He's ornery this week, so he had to sleep on the couch.
Well, maybe he's retaining water.
Yeah, he's retaining something. You know, the funny thing about this thing is he can't hear me. Ha ha ha.
Okay. Well, I got to get running here and get your concerning that other stuff. Get your goodies together and call me.
Patties.
Just, you're not very stealth sometimes.
Stealth. What is that?
You know what the DL means?
I could say something, but I don't think I can get away with this.
Probably
Go to
not.
the Channel 14.
Well, I'm just saying. Someone asks you to keep it on the down low. You don't put it on the up high.
I didn't say that. I just said get your stuff together. That could be
You know I'll be in touch.
Oh,
He said we were going to have brunch.
I never said that.
It's the Breakfast Club.
It's the Breakfast Club. All right, baby, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Okay,
We'll talk to
see
you.
y'all.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Oh well. Anyway, what were we at here? Mike Huckabee. This is all stuff that. See, I don't know how much.
How do we get to the good stuff? What happened at the county board meeting the other night?
Oh yeah. Where is that county board? Mary Madeline Mosier.
This national stuff. We got to.
Well, how about Chris Christie? Well, I want to get to the.
He's in New Jersey. Why do we care about him?
Yeah, I know, but he got dismantled by the View. But at any rate,
Who watches the View? What a bunch of idiots on that.
well,
show.
okay. But what I'm saying is, he calls in, and tells them people have to start dying for our country, and of course that didn't sit well with Whoopi and the rest of those
She'd be
people.
The first one to die for our country. As far as I'm
And
concerned.
then there's man. All right, now I got to get to the county board meeting here. Oh, here's another thing here. Well, I'm working my way to that. Oh, we can go over by a little bit, can't we?
Sure. I can go
right.
as long as we want. No matter.
There's this couple that got married, and the reason she's probably the whole wedding pride right there. She's kind of a little on the tough side there, but anyway.
You shouldn't make comments like that. I'm sure her husband loves her very much.
Well, she's a good-looking woman. Anyway, like they're listening to this. So
You never know.
what happened was they had tattooed their wedding date on their feet. So they went ahead with this in the backyard, and the guy's he's 41, she's 38, and felt that the show had to go on. And here's my suggestion, Elmo, being the guys of the marriage thing. I say go ahead, get married. 2, get divorced. 3, end up poor after you give her everything you got. And then die like a man with some dignity with the virus. I mean, that's just me.
Well, it's like I said, all these people are chickens walking around with these masks on and everything. I've been divorced twice. I think I'm afraid of a stupid germ.
I love it when you put it in perspective that way. Now, I got to find out this. Oh, here it is. This was at.
Been printing Excel spreadsheets? Oh, God, you got so much paper there. God, you're gonna
Well, I don't know how much time we're going to have, and if we go
get
over.
a big thank you note from Georgia Pacific here.
Yeah. Last Tuesday, at the county board meeting, our friend Mary Madeline Mosier decides that she's going to go in. Well, the front door was locked.
Public meeting.
Public meeting, and it wasn't noticed on the minutes, or not the minutes, but the agenda, and they were going to have citizens' comments. Well, she can't do citizens' comments, and they said the meeting, it was advised, was available virtually, or by phone, and they would not be allowed to attend in person. That's what the sheriff said. Now, she says it's essential for citizens to be able to participate in government. Now,
Absolutely.
this county board, there's 27 people. They were all meeting in the same room, if I get this right. They weren't like at sometimes the school board and the city council, they were meeting by
A
computer.
virtual meeting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the meeting was closed, and she says, no, I'm going in. So she starts on, and the 2 sheriffs had to put her in cuffs. She gets 2 citations, $500, about $500 each, and she's got a July 1st court date. And she says, she's looking forward to fighting the tickets.
That's right.
I think she's got a good case because
She's got a great case.
they didn't notice this right on the agenda. That's where the official okie dokie is, right? And
Well,
they said citizens' comments. Okay, she's ready for citizens' comments. So, I think the judge would be. I don't know what judges she's going to go through. That would be not the city municipal judge. That's I guess these are county. I
Well,
guess
it's the county board, but I think the city police are the ones that...
No, it was the county. It was the county sheriffs.
sheriffs?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
So it would go
They'll be in
just.
circuit court then.
It would just like you get a speeding ticket in the county, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they'll be in circuit court.
All right. So I think there, and then we talked about our view for Queenfish baseball, And I had another thing here that, a lot of cancellations. Kenosha Pride Parade was canceled. The 4th of July parade's canceled. Homecoming car shows canceled. Taste of Wisconsin. All of these were supposed to be like midsummer to late summer, and I think, just my view, they're just going a little bit too quickly.
Everyone is paranoid.
Yeah.
Is that a song by Black Sabbath? I think it is.
You know, this was a great story. This high school principal out in Wiley, Texas. The guy's name is Verdi Montgomery. What a great name for a principal, Verdi. He's got 612 graduating seniors. So they've all been out of school. So he takes and covers 800 miles and goes to every one of their homes and gave them a Snickers bar. He's got the mask on and everything, saying, you know, and years later we're going to snicker about this. But he took the time to travel 800 miles, about 60 some miles a day, to contact all 612 graduating seniors. My high school principal said, get out and stay out.
I heard this morning the beer ferry has been out. There's now a couple of them going around. One was out in Colorado. They now got one in Chicago. They got some guy riding around on his bicycle wearing a pair of wings and delivering beer, craft beer, to just leaving it on people's porches. So.
Well, there was. That's a human interest story. I got, there was a story. It was in today. Here it is, about some of these businesses that were on the stock exchange got a total of $337 million in these small business loans. And you're right. Who gets this? I mean, who's authorizing this stuff?
Public companies would go to.
I know they apply for it, but there was no.
This is why they should never have done that. Let the people starve, and they'll go out and get jobs. They don't understand that. Don't give them money. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
Well, when the Lakers get 3.4 million,
right,
and they got to pay LeBron James 34 million. Jesus. I don't think that's right. And then the other guy, and then we'll close this up. Brett Favre.
Well, again, another thing. They had the Internal Revenue Service distribute this money. What a bunch of morons! Okay, I'm
yeah.
But okay. Given they can't do anything right, what the hell?
You know, I got people waiting for refunds and still stimulus money, and yet now he's going to threaten them. I mean, they say they're going to pay it back, but I don't think some of these people, they're going to say, what makes you think I have to pay this back?
That's right.
You guys gave it to us.
You gave it to us.
And there was no fraud. Here's our application. We didn't defraud anyone.
Why did they apply at all? That's what I want to know. Why do publicly traded companies applying at all? This is a giant money laundering operation, and all it is, because that's the government's buddies there. And they say, just sign up and we'll send you all this money. How much you want to bet it's going for high-level executive bonuses? That's where all that money is going to go to. It's a giant money laundering giveaway, and that's all this is.
One last thing to go along with this. Brett Favre was paid over $1 million. They got a new auditor in the state of Mississippi. $98 million was supposed to be going to needy families for food and everything else. And he goes, what's all this? The $98 million, one of those line items that all got. Well, he got $1.1 million over a couple different checks for events that he never went to. And he says, I didn't know nothing about it. So he gave it back. And but why would Brett Favre get that? But, I don't believe he intentionally.
I'm thinking it might be his business manager that got that money and maybe never told Brett about that and was going to give him a little bonus there.
That could very well be, because.
And he would never know about what he was supposed
Brett,
to do.
He's got his own Favre Foundation and raises millions of dollars for needy kids and disadvantaged. I was hoping to hear how this lawsuit in Racine went. The group Hot Government filed an appeal.
It'll be going on for a long time.
On the referendum that passed by 3 or 4 votes, and they're saying the whole thing should be thrown out and start over. So again, lawyers are going to they're looking to raise some money. Hot Government is, they need $10,000 to file this. And there's some real problems going on up in there. And I was hoping to hear some status about that, but I guess we didn't. We'll have to let that go for another time. Well, our time went pretty quick here today, and we made a couple big improvements in the lighting and the sound, and we got another couple, one step better
I think
next
we'll
week.
use my phone next time because people keep texting you and.
Yeah, that could be.
Stop it!
Well, that's a good point. So, at any rate, Elmo, you got anything else?
Elmo's Gruel Wagon. Okay, be sure to do that. We'll be
That's
going
gonna
to
wrap it up for the
right through the front window of your house. Keep the front door open. If we happen to miss, it's going to smash right through the front window.
for the May
of your
9th
house.
edition of the Kenosha Today Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. We want to thank our sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, the Union Park Tavern, Kenoshans for Open Honest Government, and Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation. And we've been streaming to you live this morning from the Barter Manor studio, located on the corner of Happy and What Went Wrong. And to all you first responders and to those in the medical field and to those who are truly making a difference during this time of crisis, we sincerely thank you for your efforts and sacrifices, and we owe all of you a huge debt of gratitude. And so for Elmo and myself, until we meet next time, we want to thank you for the privilege of your time. And I'm Scottie Barter, and have a very safe and pleasant weekend.
Don't be safe. Go out and have a good time.